Good. How are you? Good
I'm doing all
afternoon,
right.
everybody. I was just listening to you saying how cold it is. Yes, it is cold, guys.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I had on my puff coat and I had on a hoodie
Yep.
underneath the puff coat and a
Yep.
double hat. You know what I mean? It's
Yep.
like, and I had gloves in my pockets and I was going to put my gloves on. It's just that kind of weather.
Yes. 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 Absolutely. I had my hat on, so my
Yeah.
hair is, you put your hat. Just go.
I have to wear hats now because I have no hair. So,
I like
hey,
my hat
Teresa.
anyway. Yeah. Hi, everybody. How has been your week? I want to celebrate New York. Here you go, guys.
Thank you.
My
Thank you. Oh, you bought that when you were
hostess.
here? You bought that when you were
Actually,
here?
my friend, he gave
He
us.
gave us.
Remember our friend? He
Okay. Yes.
yes.
Yes. Oh, that's great.
So I wanna support my New York friends. And tomorrow we have Sun and Chiron conjunction.
Sun and
Uh,
Chiron
yeah,
conjunction.
actually today, but it's gonna be today is actually exact. So in honor of that, remember we talked about Chiron a few months ago. A
Yes.
linden tea with cinnamon sticks. That's what I'm
Right.
drinking.
Okay,
Okay.
Linden tea. Yes, yes.
With cinnamon sticks. This is to offset Chiron effects or to help with Chiron aspects.
Right. So now
Yeah.
with this aspect, the Sun conjunct Chiron, so that will help us actually see more clearly where our woundedness perhaps is, or and how
It
to use it to bring it to the world to help the world.
because it's highlighted with this full moon, kind of, So there is this full moon is part of this is part of the full moon.
Right. That's right.
Everything. It's about who are we? It's like an identity crisis, let's say.
Oh,
When because Sun
yeah.
is our identity, Chiron
Yes.
is so we might be in an identity crisis. And full moons are usually opposing. Sun and moon are opposing, so our needs on one side, our wants on the other. So we can be confused in that sense.
Yeah.
Um, Nevertheless, Chiron is a mentor, excuse me, and a
Sure is.
teacher.
Yes.
So we can learn something about it. Who do we want to be in the world? Who are we? What do we think?
Hmm.
How can, all these topics that we talked about, the authenticity and putting ourselves authentically in the world is going to be definitely highlighted for this full moon.
Oh.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, and that's
So,
interesting because it's we have I hope I know Mercury is still in the shadow, the retrograde, but it's
yes,
gone direct, and
yes.
Venus also is going direct, right? Has Venus gone direct yet?
Yeah, so she's going to go direct an hour after the full
That's
moon.
what it
So,
is. That's it. Okay, that's what we're waiting for Venus to do, and and
yeah,
and then to have this Chiron conjunction with the Sun,
yes,
and to have an identity crisis because we're actually it's to me it's the crisis is because we're perhaps not we're leaving our old ways of our old self identity and trying to move into a new place. So that could be a
yes.
challenge more than the
Usually,
usual self identity crisis, I think.
usually what Steve Jobs says about Chiron, it's a self-saboteur. It's like it's where we self-sabotage ourselves. So we need to be very careful not to, sabotage our identity in this sense, right?
Ah,
Just that's the Chiron feeling, right? So we need to be aware and not don't be so harsh on ourselves. So that's also one of the things, right? I think, as a country, for example, US is a country, but many other countries in the world are going through this identity crisis. I think all
yeah,
of them,
absolutely.
not just USA.
Mm-mm,
I think lots of countries. So this
absolutely.
is like a wound,
Hmm.
we need to face.
Yeah.
Uh, we were born with this, but how we
Hi,
go,
everyone.
how we go on with that,
Hey,
right?
Sonny. Uh-huh,
Yeah.
uh-huh.
So that's, accepting and helping. It's always about, with Chiron is always helping others, and the way that we help others, we help ourselves. It's always
Right.
a topic
Yes.
about that. So
Yes.
it's just, if we just lean into that hurt, then we cannot move forward. So that's the problem. So we have to be like use this and in a more powerful
Yeah.
way, reaching out to people who we can help and inspire, and that's the
Mm-hmm.
topic as well. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
um, This full moon is a little bit harsh
Yeah,
because
it feels it. It feels that way. Yeah, it's starting to. Yeah.
it squares Mars. So not only do we have Chiron with the Sun, both Sun and Moon are squaring Mars. So we have this T square with Mars at the apex. What
Apex,
is that?
apex.
Apex, yes,
Mm-hmm.
apex. So it's kind of, and full moons are always about opposition. So they always involve somebody else. Opposition usually involves somebody else, either some people or event, something from outside that comes to us as a reflection, and then we have to deal with it. And this
Right.
marks, so it's a lot of action-oriented moon. We will be, forced to act in one way or another, even if we don't feel like it, because of this Chiron, right? So that's the topic of it. Saving grace is that we have Jupiter is trining the moon. Jupiter from Gemini, trining the moon in Libra. So I like that. It gives us a little bit of more kind of hope or more optimism. And Jupiter is sextiling the Sun, right? Because Gemini and Aries are sextiling. So there is like a nice support from Jupiter this time.
Good.
So that's a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Venus is in Pisces. Yes, she's retrograde, but she's stationing. So when she's stationing, how we feel the energy of the
More
planet
so.
even more.
Yes. Yeah, more
And
concentrated.
she's ruling the moon. So, and she's in Pisces. She loves to be in Pisces, right? So she's more generous, more kind, more empathetic, more in touch with the people who
Emotions.
suffer,
Yeah.
with emotions, and
Yeah.
more sensitive.
Right.
So I think every conflict, because there are going to be conflicts, I feel, with this Mars, and it's going to be conflicts, and Libra Aries is about other people as well.
Yes.
Full moon is about other people, so Mars is involved.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things.
Well, remember what I said about my friend, that astrologer that said that that Libra is an Aries that went to charm school. So
Yeah,
I love. So we're gonna see. I
I
love
love
that one.
that.
Yeah. So
I
we're gonna.
love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I see that. I mean, it was so evident with this guy I was dating, because we got each other, but we actually were emblematic of what I'm saying. He didn't go to charm school. I went to charm school. You know what I mean? I was always a very diplomatic person. He is not. You know what I mean? And to see it in action was hysterical.
Yeah,
And that's what once
yeah,
he
yeah.
says, yeah, you guys are a good example of that. So that's how it looks.
Yes, yeah. So it's going to be interesting. It's already building up. Tomorrow is the climax, and then we're going to feel again. Until the next new moon, we're going to feel this full moon energies.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So it's a lot of push and pull. It's a
Yeah.
lot of
Uh-huh.
conflict resolutions.
Okay.
Usually during the full moons, we kind of release something that we don't find useful anymore, or some things come to light that we didn't want to see, maybe. But I think we're going to be able to kind of resolve them with some more sensitivity, let's say, because of
Okay.
the Venus in Pisces.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And Mars is still in Cancer, so he's still in the defensive mode, so he's not very assertive as well. So I think that there's a nice way to do it. The downside of it, if we put stuff underneath the carpet and don't deal with it,
Mm-hmm.
or we are passive aggressive, or we are kind of so
Yeah.
that's the downside of it. So we need to kind of just be aware not to
Yeah,
because it's going to backfire.
I sense there's gonna be some passive aggressivity with
Yeah,
this for some reason. That's the energy I've been feeling,
yeah,
and
because of the Mars
mm,
in Cancer, that's what it is. So
okay.
yeah, yeah. So it's better to deal with it. It doesn't matter, if sometimes it hurts, but you have to pull the band-aid fast, otherwise,
Yes, yes, yeah, exactly. Just rip it off, yeah, and
yes, it's
just
not, yeah,
and
it's
be as
not,
kind as you can, but at least deal with it. Deal with it. Just deal with
yes,
it. Yeah,
yeah, it's good time to do it.
yeah.
And I know we
Hey,
always
Julia.
mention Sabian
Yeah, Sabian.
symbols,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm going to mention again. I'm not really it's a good addition, I feel, just to visualize what
Absolutely.
the energy is
Mm-hmm.
about, right? So it says the third wing on left side of a butterfly.
Ooh, third wing on the left side of the butterfly. Because the butterflies do have those different conjointed wings. Interesting. So it's the
But they
third wing
have,
on the left side.
yes.
Okay.
So it says discovery of our own uniqueness.
Ah, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Also, I I think this symbol is actually more symbolic because it has Chiron in it. So being different, it can hurt us sometimes. You know, he was half horse, half human.
Right.
So this butterfly with a third wing, on one side only, it's asymmetrical. It's different. It's,
Right.
it can be strange, right? So, but we need to accept that part of us
Right.
that is a little bit different from the others.
Yes.
Again, being authentic. What, Sun in
Yeah.
Aries. Who are we? What
Yeah.
are we?
And loving
Um,
yourself. I mean, loving who you are with that uniqueness, not seeing it as
yes.
don't allow it to make you an outsider
Mm,
or not worthy of love or being
yes.
loved and giving love. Yeah.
Yes.
Hmm.
So the sentence that goes
Yeah.
with this, it says, unusual level of spiritual awakening
Wow.
can be advanced by can be achieved by serious seekers, who then become the seeds of a general evolutionary step.
Wow. Wow.
Isn't that amazing for the
That
world? And
is.
like, especially for this period of the history.
Now that's the Sabian symbol for the full moon at what now? Full moon in
Libra
Libra?
at 23 degrees and 20 minutes. So the Sabian
23,
symbol
20.
is,
Okay.
yeah, so it's between the 23rd and 24 degrees. So that's how
Yes.
the Sabian
Yes.
symbols work.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Very
Yeah,
interesting.
it is. I think it's very apropos. I mean, it's right
Yeah,
where what we've been
yeah,
talking about even for the past few
yeah,
weeks. It
yeah.
just shows that, yeah.
So that's why
Wow.
it's very interesting. Yeah, and also remember, look at the lunation family. So we go back. I think Anne mentioned it the other day to the new moon that happened 14th of October 2023. 2020. Yeah. So that's something that whatever happened around that time might come up now to the light. Um, yes. So
Okay.
think about that. Okay. So that's also everybody who has any cardinal placements. I know you have the moon and the rising. So, for example,
Yeah.
between 20 and 26. I don't know. I can't remember
No, I
your
have
degrees.
my moon's at 9 and my
Yeah. Okay.
rising's like in the teens
Yeah.
someplace, so I'm
Yeah. Yeah.
good.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you're good.
Yeah,
Excellent.
yeah, yeah.
Phew.
Because I had the last few months, they've got everything's landed. I mean, actually, I think one of the
Yeah.
moons. I mean, I was at 9 degrees. My moon's at 9 degrees. It landed right on my chart. Right on my chart.
Yeah. I remember
Yeah, right on.
the last one. The last
Yes,
eclipse was opposing
yes.
opposing it.
It
Yeah. Yeah.
was
Yeah.
just. It was just. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I
I had
remember that.
company.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You have company, yeah. Anyway, so whoever you guys, whoever has between 20 and 26 degrees of cardinal signs, Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn, it's going to be more affected. So just don't get into any battles that you know that you cannot 100% win, because it's going to
Yeah.
get you're going to get just exhausted. And your
Yeah.
energy levels are going to go
Right.
low, and
Yes.
it's
Yeah.
a lose-lose.
It's a lose lose.
So yeah, if you cannot find a diplomatic way of dealing with situations or a kind way, like Venus in Pisces, more of sympathetic, then just maybe leave it for another occasion.
Yeah.
that's,
Right. Walk away. It's okay. It's okay to
yeah,
say I can't play right now.
yeah,
Don't
yeah,
come out to play. Hmm.
yeah. So today also, because um, lots of planets are in Pisces, and Mars is now trining the North Node today. So that's also a great push forward. Every planet that touches North Node, it's kind of giving us a flavor or where we need to go, what is our path, what is our purpose. So I think this full moon, although this Mars is squaring the full moon, it has this lovely trine to North Node. So we're gonna see impact of them for a long time, for the longest future. That's
Okay.
happening these days. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's what I mentioned. Yeah, so Chiron, Sun are going to be exactly conjunct around noon tomorrow,
Mm-hmm.
Eastern time, and then Venus full moon is 8:22 p.m. and
22 2
Venus
p.m. Eastern
Eastern
time.
time,
Okay,
yes,
good. Mm-hmm.
and then Venus stations direct at 9 o'clock and 2 minutes tomorrow night. Yes. Uh, Remember, Venus is still very close to Saturn. We discussed Venus Saturn last week. She's going to be with Saturn the whole month, kind of, because she stays. So she was with Saturn last week when she was retrograde. Now she's gonna go direct. She's gonna meet again Saturn again, and they're so close all this month because she's very slow with
Yes.
this. So
Oh,
she
she's
kind of,
slow. Oh, okay.
yeah,
Okay.
you know, when they change directions,
Oh,
planets are
that's
very
true
slow. They're
too. Okay, she just
yeah,
changed. Yeah, she just
yeah.
changed. That's right. Yeah.
She will. So it's like
Yes.
so there's like a there's this sense of, you know, on a downside with this Saturn, Venus is just being isolated or not finding pleasure in things or just feeling, you know, down in that sense. But on a good side, I think it gives us a good structure with our relationships and ground us in a way, you know,
Okay.
because
All right.
because Venus in Pisces can be very romantic, very
Yeah.
not seeing things realistically. I think with Saturn, it's going to ground us a little bit, which is good,
Yeah.
which we need because there's no Earth in the sky at the moment, and
Oh,
we
there's
need
no
this.
Earth. Wow.
No,
Okay.
no, 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 no. A lot of yeah, no Earth. Yeah, so that's it. So that's tomorrow. That's very important, you know, full moon.
Hmm.
Um, I usually don't do rituals for full moon. I have to admit, I'm usually a new moon girl. I like
Yes.
to,
Yeah.
you
Me
know,
too. I mean, I do something for the full moon. I actually do, but it's not. It's different. It's a full moon ritual to me is very different than a new moon.
yes, yeah,
Yeah. And,
yeah.
and
So, so my ritual is just drinking this tea, just because it's
mhm.
gonna, you know, kind of soothe the effects or stuff like that. I might just light a candle or something because it's a light to the moon. I like to kind of do
Yeah.
maybe
Yeah.
more shining a light on something that I need to know. So kind of
Hmm.
like,
Hmm.
you know, lighting a
Yeah.
candle. Yeah, but I'm more of a new moon girl. I don't know,
Yeah.
maybe. I don't know. Yeah. Oh, somebody's asking, no beauty or style changes this month because of Saturn. Actually, no, because when Venus was retrograde, I usually suggest people not to do any beauty treatments during Venus retrograde because they can go wrong.
Okay.
I'm waiting for her to go direct to get my hair cut finally next week because
Okay.
because so you can do it. So after tomorrow, Sunday onwards, we can do a little bit of yeah. I think we might feel better. Maybe we're gonna feel better with this Saturn just to do something.
Hmm.
Yeah. Okay, so Sunday can be a little bit of toughy, not a
Oh.
lot, not a
Okay.
lot, but just because when moon we always look at when moon changes signs, what is the last aspect and the first aspect the moon makes, and on Sunday the before moon goes into Scorpio is squaring the last aspect it does. Libra moon squares Mars exactly, like in the morning on Sunday morning.
Oh.
Then she's void. Then she's void for 4 hours, and then until 10 a.m. Then she goes to Scorpio, and then that afternoon, Sunday afternoon, she squares Pluto. So we
Oh.
have last square with Mars and first aspect is square with Pluto. So it's like the whole day on Sunday can be this moon square hard aspect. So it can be intense. We can feel
It's gonna be
very
a toughie, like you said. It's gonna be a toughie.
yes,
It's gonna be
yeah,
that's a perfect
like a lot
thing.
of, and we have this full moon effect as well, and then it can be very intense. So you might
Yeah.
feel do something to calm the tensions. I think that might be a little bit like this whole weekend can be a little bit more. People go crazy for full moon. We already talked about it. So
Yeah.
it can be that
This
feeling of
this could be
craziness, intensity,
yes.
and yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Because I
yeah,
had things I typically if I can, I try not to do too much on the highways and byways of life on the full moons, especially certain full moons.
yeah,
So today I had to go
yeah.
run a couple of errands, and not that it was that far from my home, but I said, you know what? I think this is going to be a pretty intense full moon. I said maybe you just want to stay close to home and do things, get what you need in the house, so you can just do what you got to
Yes.
do. I mean, I don't mind like to walk to my neighborhood coffee shop, but I don't want it to really go too far out of my neighborhood, you know?
I hear you, and that's what I suggest because it could be just a person in the street telling you
Yes.
something, or if you drive a car, some other
See,
driver
that's
you
it.
can get in a fight
That's
with, or
exactly
it's
it.
like
Yes.
those kind
Yeah.
of things,
Yeah.
and
Hmm.
then you don't want
You
to
don't
go through that, right?
want to set
It's
it
just
off. No, don't be a
yeah,
part of it. Set it
yeah,
off. That's a
yeah,
movie. Let it be a
yeah,
movie,
yes,
not your existence.
yes,
Yeah. Hmm.
yes. Okay, and then we go Mondays and quiet again. We have two
Nice
quiet
Mondays.
Mondays.
Oh,
Yes.
nice. I like Mondays to be nice.
Uh,
It's a lunar day. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, the thing is, because all these planets are kind of jammed up in one side of the zodiac. So when
Right.
some moons don't make aspects, like for this Scorpio moon, so she does this Pluto square, and she does nothing until Tuesday,
Okay.
right? In Scorpio, she doesn't do anything, until she trines Venus in Tuesday morning. So on Monday, the moon is quiet. She doesn't do anything. So there's nothing, no other major aspects. So nothing major. So I think, again, it's going to be aftermath, just like we had for the last lunation.
Yeah,
We have it
yes.
again, which is
Yeah.
interesting,
It is
right?
interesting. Yes, yes. So let you know we can have a little intensity, a
Yes,
little toughy, and then you can have some rest. Then it's gonna be
yes.
light. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, Moon is in Scorpio. She's intense every
It
day in
is.
Scorpio, but she doesn't talk
That
to
is.
anybody.
We have
And she
to.
doesn't
Okay,
talk to
good,
anybody.
good. Play. Yeah, play by yourself. Play by yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Play
so
alone.
so yeah.
That's
So
good.
Mondays is kind of a good day. I wouldn't do anything major, but if you have to
Mm.
do something, I think it's a good day. Just nothing major, but it's a quiet day in a sense. So it
Okay.
shouldn't be. Yeah. Um, and then on Tuesday, we also have the whole day still Moon in Scorpio, but she's now trining Venus, trining Saturn,
Oh,
trining the North Node,
okay.
trining Mars, trining
Ooh, a
Mercury.
lot of nice
So
trine energy. Very good.
a lot. So we're going to have actually a grand water
Oh,
trine
oh,
between Moon on one side, Mars on the other, and all these Pisces energy on the third side. So we're going to have a grand water trine, which is excellent for doing anything artistic or spiritual or
yeah.
meditation or
Hmm.
anything that that you get you in touch. Practice your intuition,
Yes, yeah.
as I say. It's a
What
grand
day
water
is
trine. It's
that?
beautiful.
When is
That's
that?
Tuesday. Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Yes.
Okay.
And these trines are happening at almost the last degrees because Mars
Oh,
is now 29 degrees of Cancer.
okay.
Uh, Mercury's last degree of Pisces, 29, because they're going to change signs
Oh, that's
this
what they
week. I'm
change
going
of
to let you know.
signs. Okay.
Yes, so so this is like, it can be very potent energy, very like we
Yeah.
can be more in touch with our feelings, like emotionally intelligent,
Hmm.
more emotionally
Hmm.
intelligent, or just in
Yeah.
tune with our emotions, with our inner world, with our needs and senses. So I think it's a beautiful water trine. Very usually people who have these grand water trines are very like psychic, or
Yeah.
very intuitive, very
Yeah.
artistic,
Yes.
uh, very in touch with the other realm of.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
so that's a beautiful day for that. Uh, Tuesday night around 10:37 p.m. Eastern Time, Moon is going into Sagittarius, and the first thing she does, she meets Neptune because Neptune is now in Aries.
Right.
So it's going to be like Moon trine. So I love Tuesday actually. Because Monday, Tuesday I actually love. Although Moon is in Scorpio, I like those 2 days. So she's going to leave with the trine to Mercury and open up with trine to Neptune. Isn't that beautiful? So it's the Boo Neptune. So that's also we are still in the realm, although it's a fiery now trine. I think fires signs can have great spirit and intuition. They're also very
Right.
intuitive. They have this spiritual, motivational, inspirational strength
They do.
of
Inspire. Yeah.
spirit,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
So that's
They can. Yeah.
still, so we are still kind of in that sense. I love it. I love it. Monday, Tuesday are looking good. Wednesday, Mercury goes to Aries. And I think we're going to have it's going to be a lot of fire energy all of a sudden because now we have Neptune in Aries, not longer in Pisces no more. Mercury is back in Aries. Moon is now in Sagittarius. And I think it's going to be like a lot of, all of a sudden we're going to be like fired up. Like somebody lit a fire and we are all kind of going to feel this all of a sudden from this maybe melancholy or maybe this more sensual feeling that we had. All of a sudden we're going to feel like, okay, kind of we got downloads and let's act
Oh,
on
I
them. So that's
see. Oh, good.
okay. I
Okay.
like
So we'll
that's
get
the
fired
story.
up. We'll get fired
Yes,
up a little bit. Yes. Okay.
Wednesday is a little bit of fired up. Mercury in Aries is very fast. The fast thinking, fast talking,
Yes.
fast,
Yes.
quick. So so we're gonna feel
Right.
our
Yeah.
minds kind of waking up. I think
Yeah.
Pisces is a dream and
Yeah.
sleep, and I think we all of a sudden be like we are woken up.
Good.
Okay, let's
Yeah.
go.
Yeah, because I feel with all this Pisces energy,
Yeah,
Jasmine, it's been really like nap
yeah.
time. I mean, even when I'm awake, it's nap time. You know what I mean? So I've been like I know what I mean what we call the good zombies. We're walking, we're doing stuff, but we're not really. I'm not all here. You know what I
Yes,
mean? So I think it'd be nice to get a little fiery, a little clarity, a little bit of get the fog away. I don't, I can see through the fog.
yes, yes. That's why I kind of love the beginning of the week. Although weekend intense, I love the beginning of the week. Nevertheless, when
Nevertheless,
Merc when Mercury meets Neptune on Thursday morning, I think it's actually Wednesday night, Thursday morning, it's
mhm.
around midnight. Neptune and Mercury together can be confusing. Confusing thoughts.
I
They
would
can
think
be,
so. I would think so. Yeah.
but it's in Aries. So I think, can we be like, you know how so, because it's in Aries. When wires get wires get all mushy and you can't, yarn of wool, and then you kind of
Yes.
it gets all, and then you can't kind of, when it's all meshed up, and you need to untangle something.
Right.
That's I think
Yes.
it's going to be this. The confusion is going to be that we are too fast and it's all going to be all and then be like,
Yeah.
oh, what did I do?
Right.
I need to just stop and untangle everything to make sense. So
Okay. Now
that's, I
when
think,
is this?
that that's
That's
Thursday.
Thursday.
It's Thursday.
Okay.
Yes, yes,
Good to know. Okay.
yeah. So I just feel that that might be a little bit. I remember we usually like Moon in Sagittarius, but at this point it's a little bit easier, but still. So it's making a lovely aspect to Pluto, Neptune, and Mercury now, but it's going to still on Friday square still Venus, Saturn, the node. So it's going to be a little bit. It's still not 100% the good moon yet. We still a lot of squares. When all these when everything moves from Pisces, it's going to be much easier for Sag
Okay.
moons, because usually
Yes.
I like Sag moons.
Yeah. Yeah.
Usually they're very uplifting
They
and
are. They are.
um,
Yes.
yeah.
They are
But
inspiring.
now, yeah,
They make you get adventurous and so on.
yes,
Yes. Uh-huh.
but a
Mm-hmm.
little bit. So on Thursday and Friday, just because of these squares, but not everything is bad. Like it's going to try the sun, so there's some good aspects. But I think in my opinion, it's going to be like we will want to explore and know and do things, but still with not 100%
I
clarity.
see.
It's it's not like driving in a fog like before. Before we were driving in a fog
Yeah.
and we literally didn't know where we
Right.
were. So but now the fog is kind of lifted, but we still don't have the clear picture.
Yeah.
So the fog is lifted, but we still now the fog is up, but we still okay. Now let's see where we
Right.
are. So
Right.
now
Okay.
you kind of say, okay, where did I drive myself? This is this. Like we need to kind of orientate ourselves. Oh, where is north? Where is east? I think that's going to be the confusion. Where is north? Where is south? Where is east? But we can see everything, but still we need to use the compass to see where we are.
Gotcha.
If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. It does.
That's
Mm-hmm.
what I
Mm-hmm.
feel this couple of days, Thursday, Friday is going to be. Friday is
Yeah,
the
gotta
big
get our
day.
bearings again. We gotta get our bearings. That's
Yes,
a good. Yeah.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Friday is also important because Mars leaves Cancer after a million of years, millions of years in Cancer, goes back to Leo. He's still in the shadow, so the shadow will not be cleared the whole April. So April, although all these planets are going to go direct, Venus is direct now, Mercury, everything is direct. But we have all this shadow work still that the old things are going to come up from before.
Okay. So
And remember, first
it
time,
departs Cancer and goes back to
Leo,
Leo. Okay.
Leo,
Okay.
yeah. So if we go back, Mars went into Cancer in September, and then it went to Leo in November. It was in Leo for maybe 6 weeks, and then he retrograded back to Cancer back in January. Yeah, so it was in Leo 2 months, and then back from January to now was in Cancer. Now, it has 2 months of Leo still. So because anyway, so it was a lot of things. But Mars likes to be in Leo, so
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
gonna be much easier.
That's not uncomfortable. Yeah, that's a nice place. That's good.
Yeah,
That's very
yeah,
complimentary
yeah,
there. That's those energies. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I have a Mars in Leo, and I can tell you that dancing helps.
Hmm.
Leo is about entertainment. Leo is about showcasing yourself and having fun, entertain others. You don't have to entertain others, but entertain yourself and have
Yes.
some fun
Right, right.
and and dance. Just put some music on in your living room and dance. Good for your
Hmm.
body, good for your everything. Dancing is universal cure for everything. For
Hmm.
depression, for sadness,
Yeah.
for when you're happy, if you have joy, just dance. Whatever feeling you have, if you dance, you can't go wrong. That's from my
Hmm.
experience.
Yeah, I
It helped me
agree.
through it helped me with my loneliness. I mean, that's how I met my husband. I was alone for a long time. I enrolled in a dance class just by myself with nobody else. Didn't have a partner to dance with, and I just went. They found me somebody, and see, we just anyway. So it's amazing.
Yeah.
Dance, guys. That's during the Mars in Leo dance, and dance like nobody's watching.
Hmm.
That's my suggestion.
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah. No,
doesn't
that's good. I
matter
like
what
that.
you
And
do.
sing like no one's listening. Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah. Yes, and sing like nobody's
Yeah.
listening. Yes.
My
Yes.
neighbors know that I do that. They're like, "Oh, great, there she goes." You know what I mean? She's a singing again.
Oh, you have a lovely voice. Your voice is really lovely. I
It's
heard you chant, and
yeah.
I think it's
Well, and that's
lovely.
what's helped
So,
my singing voice. The chanting, when I really do my chanting, it has over time and increased or benefited my singing voice. It's
yes,
gotten yeah.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you
Mm-hmm.
have Mercury in Taurus,
Taurus.
right?
Yes.
That's why you're a singer. No, you're a good singer. They should be happy to have a neighbor who sings that lovely. Free music, free
Yeah.
entertainment. Come
Yes.
on.
Yeah. They know if it's like a boring night, they're like, "Uh-oh, we got cafe. We have cafe chat."
They, you tell them it's a free entertainment.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
anyway,
Oh.
yeah. So that's that. Moon is going to go into Capricorn on Friday,
Oh.
so that's another chapter we can talk about. And then next Saturday, the Sun is going into Taurus. That's a new story. We'll talk about it next week. This week's topics are Mercury and Mars changing signs from water to fire. So we're going to have
Yes.
more fire in the air in general, um, which I love. I think we needed a little bit of spark to lift us up.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and I think by
We've
the
been
end of
underwater. We've been trying to keep our heads above water for so
yes,
long that that it's yeah. A lot of glub 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 glub. Yeah. Hmm.
interesting fun fact is by the end of the month. So we opened the month with so much Pisces energy.
Yes, so
Oh,
much.
uh, by the end of the month, only Saturn is in Pisces with the
Oh,
North Node. Nobody
okay.
else. Nobody
Okay.
else. So,
That's enough. That's enough.
right? So
Yeah,
it's gonna
yeah.
be a lot of fire then. We're gonna be which. So I just feel that I hope we use this water to get in touch with our inner voices and inner spirit, so we
Oh,
can actually
very good.
act on it,
Yes. So
right?
let's use that that's a nice affirmation that we'll use this energy to get in touch with our inner, what you say, inner
Spiritual voice. Did I say?
voice.
Did I say that?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. That's a no, but that was a perfect affirmation sentence
Yes.
to say. To
Yeah.
use this energy to do that with our
Yes.
inner yes. Okay.
And then fire with
Fabulous.
with with fire we can start doing stuff, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
we're gonna have this little window from when yes, from now, from when Venus goes direct.
Hmm.
uh, all the planets are direct until May. Not much. It's just a couple of weeks until May. Let me see what it is. So I was just looking at it the other day. Until May 4th, when Pluto goes retrograde.
Oh, okay. So that's from Pluto,
May
right?
4th. So
Okay.
from April 12th to May 4th, all the planets are direct. Use this to go forward a little
Yeah.
bit. I mean, even
Just
Pluto, when Pluto goes retrograde, it's not that bad. So, they're still slow. Like Venus and Mercury are still getting the speed. They're still speeding up. They're not, as fast as they usually are. They're speeding up slowly, but it's still clearing the decks from the shadow period. So it's going to be like what happened 6 months ago, 3 months ago, what happened this winter. I think
yeah, and
this April will
yeah, good,
open it.
because I'm trying to catch up to all that. It feels like I feel like we went into this deep these depths since I'd say since fall of 2024. I feel like
Yeah.
we just all of us as a collective just went into some space together, and we managed to we're managing to do our daily work, but we're not. There's a lack of clarity. We're all just sort of like zombing our way through everything. And there's a lot of deep diving as far as emotional clearing and bringing up stuff that needed to come up and to be released and seen and
Yeah, I do feel that things are gonna be. I think whatever started, I'm still 100 because this is not over yet. I think whatever started then with Mars retrograde and with all this stuff, I think it's not gonna stay as is.
oh
Be-
no! I think we're just
uh,
getting. I think this little break we're
yes,
getting is to get us for
yes,
especially with everything going into fire and air, it's to start moving. Things going to start
yeah,
being revealed because that fire is
yeah,
going to burn away stuff that's been hidden. The fog will be cleared,
yes,
and we'll start seeing things that were like, "Oh, I didn't know that was there."
yeah,
And it'll show itself. Yeah,
yeah.
we're gonna see
So
some. I mean, some big world events. I think this is gonna be a big
yes,
world stage
yes,
time. Mm-hmm.
yes. So this
That's
year
what
is
it feels like.
still whatever happened
Yeah.
this year, I don't think it's gonna be long term. I think we are
Yeah.
still
Yeah.
foundations are not stable because Saturn is
Mm-mm.
moving into Aries, Neptune move. We are still figuring out how to work these energies. It's not stable.
Yeah.
So anyway, hold your. There's lots of changes still coming up, and I think it's not whatever is said to be. That this is it. This is the truth now. This is permanent. It's not. I
Mm-mm.
don't think so.
Mm-mm. No,
I don't think so.
I think we're
Yeah.
in one of the most major in the contemporary era, transitory and transformational periods. So things will be just stable for a few minutes, as far as a few moments,
Yeah.
and then it's gonna be more
Yeah.
change, and then stable, few moments, more
Yeah.
change. So it's gonna teach
Uh,
us a level of fluidity.
yes.
Get your seaweed
Mm.
out because we're gonna
Yeah.
have to go with that flow. But it's
Yeah.
gonna be things will be moving, and sometimes at a rapid clip, not a slow pace. Sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah. I really do believe that this is not a stable year.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of
No.
stability,
No. Mm-mm.
and with all these changes, it's even less.
Even
Uranus goes to
less.
Gemini.
Oh,
You know,
well, Uranus and Gemini to me is going to be just a total. I
yeah.
mean, to me, I can hear sirens, chaos. It's just to me, it's like everything happening at the same time.
I know. I
Oh
have
my
everything.
goodness,
It's going to touch first my Moon, Mercury, then Sun. Then anyway, it's going to be a ride for 7 years for me because I have 4 things in Gemini. So
you
it's just going to
do.
be. I have two.
Okay,
Sun Mercury conjunction, no, Moon Mercury conjunction 2 degrees. So when he goes into Gemini, it's already 2 degrees, and he's going to go retrograde back there, and then Sun at 13, and then we'd heaven at 28. So every couple of years, he's going to hit something very personal. So I'm buckling up
yeah,
for the crazy
yeah,
roller coaster ride for sure.
yeah. I
Uh,
appreciate it. I appreciate it, Uranus being in Taurus, and I realized, oh no, we're next. You know what I mean? So I was like, oh shoot. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
it's gonna. Yeah, but he was shaking up our stability, our sense of what is our value system. Did
Yeah.
you notice how much the values change for many things and how people
Yes.
value this didn't in the last 7 years. Like there's a lot of that food, agriculture, like a lot of stuff. Basically,
Mm-hmm.
inflation.
Mm-hmm.
There's a
Mm-hmm.
lot of stuff. So in Gemini, it's going to be totally different. It's going to be our information, news. It's going to be. I
Yeah,
think.
well, look at AI now. Look at AI. I mean, how I can't. I
Mm,
mean, I was working with someone on something the other day, and I got to say AI because I had Ann laughing about how you know what I mean. I said I'm starting to
yeah,
fall in love with a couple of robots. You know what I
I
mean?
said, I was listening to 2 of you. I was
I said,
laughing so
hey,
much.
do I mean? I said this one, whatever it was in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I said, well, if AI looks like that, and AI could be like that. I could work with it. You know what I mean? And stuff.
I know.
So
I
I think we
was
could.
listening. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
and my
No,
next is
you
like,
said
no, you cannot
you,
fall in love with another
no, no.
robot.
I think I think you said that AI was flirting with you or
Yes, yes.
something. I think that's what you
The
said. And
AI is
then,
giving. AI realizes we got this one. We
yeah,
got
yeah,
her.
yeah, 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 yeah. I thought it was. I was laughing by myself like a crazy.
Oh,
Like this is. It was so
AI.
funny.
AI knows. They know they got me on the hook. So you
uh,
know.
the way I use it for now, it's like a search. Like I like to
Yeah,
search by AI better than by Google because he combines
I
everything.
agree.
Because
That's what I was telling Ann.
right,
Yes. It's at
Otherwise,
first
you
I
know,
would ignore it. I would ignore
yeah,
the AI search, and I'd say, wait a minute, this it pulled in elements that
no,
I would have to do
yes,
3 or 4 separate Google searches for.
yes,
It pulled it all
yes.
in the same
So
email. It said,
that's
okay,
why.
if you want this, then you want
Yes,
that. You may want this. You may want that. I'm like,
yes.
oh, and that's when we started falling on having a little bit. We had
That's
our
why.
first
Yes.
date. That's when we had our first date.
Yeah. See.
Yes, I was like, this could be a
Yeah.
marriage made in heaven here.
Yeah. Yeah. See.
You
No, and it gives you sources. It's not like you know you can always go to the sources see where
yes,
he pulled it up.
right,
So it's interesting. I like that because it gives me like a you know I can do things much
right.
faster just you know
Yeah,
to get to the information which I as a
yes,
Gemini that's why we appreciate it right.
right.
Oh look we can get
Yeah.
it
Well,
faster.
people like us who like information, this is something to watch because we're like,
Yes.
you know, what I mean? Yeah.
But remember, like every other progress, we just need to learn how to work with it and need to
Yeah.
regulate it. Just
Yeah.
like
That's the key.
internet,
That's the
internet
key.
was internet was a shocker.
Yeah.
Remember, it was what
Yeah, I
everybody's
do.
connected. You can see like you know,
Oh,
and
I
we kind of
remember. I remember in internets, as President Bush
yeah.
said, came online and oh man, that was so embarrassing. I thought that was embarrassing. But anyhow, I thought that was embarrassing. But oh,
No,
it's just no. But anyhow, then when we
you
got
make me laugh.
Google and all that, it's just amazing. So now I
Yeah,
see.
yeah.
I think AI will help us. It'll help us mature. We can mature through this and use it responsibly. We have to use
Just
it responsibly.
yeah, we just need to regulate it. You know,
Yes. Yeah.
we still have the dark web still existing. You
That's
know,
true
we
too.
so
That's
it's gonna be
right.
dark AI still.
Yeah,
It's not gonna be
yes, that's right.
so
Huh.
so we just need to
I
regulate it
about dark
and fight
AI.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's it's still in you know we don't know how to do it. Like people don't know how. So it's gonna come. I think with this Uranus in Gemini, we're gonna get it. We're gonna get the
Mm-hmm.
regulation.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
I think Jupiter in Gemini was just like an entree before the main meal regarding all this information and
Oh,
stuff.
because Jupiter's
So
moving. Jupiter's in Gemini now. When does Jupiter change? In July?
June 9th.
June 9th, it changes and it goes to
Yeah.
Cancer.
Yes, and he loves Cancer. It's my
Yeah, he would
Jupiter
love Cancer.
return. Yay! I'm so
Yeah.
happy.
Oh, it's your Jupiter return?
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mm. I just have
Okay.
to wait not to gain more weight. I already have too much. I
Ugh,
gained
don't
too
even talk
many.
about that. It's. I think I puffed up like a puff adder over here.
A lot of do you know a lot of people this winter just because Mars was retrograde in Cancer.
Yeah,
First of all, retrograde you don't want to move as much as very
right.
forward, and then in Cancer it's just more about food. So I think we were more
Eating.
eating instead of exercising.
Yes, instead of getting out and about.
Yeah,
Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. No,
yeah,
I agree.
yeah.
It's, it's
Yeah,
still
even
so.
my boss, she goes, "Oh my God, I gained weight." Like she's a runner. Like she does marathons. She goes
Oh.
and she goes. I weighed like 10 pounds. Like what? Like you know, I could.
Oh.
So people,
See.
I'm telling you, it's a general. I think
Yeah.
a lot
Yeah.
of us, yeah. Oh, hello from Ireland. Hello, I love it. Yeah. So overall, to summarize the week, intense weekend, couple of nice days until Wednesday, then a little bit of confusion and not so easy at the end. But we have this moving forward motion that is good, so use it, and we have change of seasons on Saturday. We will talk next week, so
Perfect.
that's good.
Okay. Good.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's that. Yeah, we're
So,
gonna have
but
more
so this
fire,
this full
more
moon
fire.
should be pretty. It may be a little, like I said, a little not harsh, but it may be a little trying, a little challenging. This full
Still
moon,
challenging,
a little
really
challenging.
challenging.
Okay.
Jupiter is in a good aspect, but Jupiter
Ooh.
also can enlarge everything. You know how when Jupiter touches,
Yes.
it can be. So if you're fighting, it can be bigger than light. If you're
Yes.
doing good, it can be bigger than light, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so that's interesting. So overall, it's going to be an interesting week. I think it's going to be good. I think we should start just use this all direct planet 3 weeks to do something
Right.
and make it
Yeah,
happen.
that's a good point because
Yeah,
everyone will
yeah,
be, going
yeah,
going
yeah,
forward and yeah. Okay,
yeah,
good. No
yeah.
one's yeah.
May looks much better, to be honest, and I'm looking staying away from humans this weekend. Yes, just stay with your pets.
Yes, stay with
Pisces
you.
is pets.
Yes,
You know,
definitely the pets. Yes.
looking. Yeah, so that's a good way.
Yeah.
I don't know what I have planned for this weekend. We have something. Next weekend is Easter,
Oh,
so a lot of people are
wow.
going to be family. So we're going to talk about it, how to
Yeah.
spend
Okay.
Easter with
Oh, that's
families.
right. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes. All about
yeah,
Easter. Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So
Hmm.
that's going to be. What did I want to mention? I don't know. What did I want to mention? Anything nice that happened that is positive? Nothing major. I don't feel that anything major is happening. This that I need to specially talk about it. I
Yeah.
don't know.
It feels like, I think we're all in a place of all the madness and chaos and confusion that's been going on. We're sort of, I'm not saying we're getting used to it, but we're managing it now. It's not so much of a shock. Now we're realizing, okay, yes, that's going to be happening. Yes, this one's saying that. We know what, the orange, menace is doing. We know.
Yeah.
And so, and we know all the countries are in disarray because of it. And I think we're just realizing, let's just sort of breathe through this because we can see the instability of the markets and everything else, and just not
Yeah,
to get so
it's
crazy.
chaos. Yeah,
Just
it's
just let it
chaos.
just let it do its thing, and let us do our thing, and not get so, because I think we all are actually too energetically fatigued with all of this.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
I can't believe what's
Yeah.
going on. I'm just sort of like, you
Yeah.
know what?
No, no,
No,
no.
can't do it.
No, no. We have to.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you know that
Oh.
British astrologer Hogarth on
Yeah.
YouTube?
Oh, I love him. I love
Yeah,
Hogarth.
yeah, yeah, yeah. He goes Duck L'Orange. You know
Duck
what he calls
L'Orange. I
it?
love Duck
That's
L'Orange. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
hilarious.
yeah. Duck L'Orange. I know.
I just
Yes, yes. And I think there's one Andre calls him the Orange Menace or something, whatever. So no, but Duck
no,
L'Orange is the
but Duck
best.
L'Orange the best
It
so
is the
far. I think that's the
best.
best
It
nickname.
is
I
the
thought
best. Yeah,
I
yeah.
was just
Hogarth
like,
is yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Hogarth.
yeah.
Hogarth is a Libra. That's why I probably like it because you have Libra moon. He's a Libra and he has Gemini sun.
Oh,
A
he's
moon.
a
No,
Gemini?
no.
No, no.
Gemini
Gemini
moon. Sorry. He's a
moon.
Libra with Gemini moon.
Oh no, wonder
That's
I
what
see
he
because
is.
I feel like I feel like to me like I
Yes.
know him or something about
Yeah,
him
yeah,
seems very
yeah.
easy, very
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
simpatico, very
Yeah.
I was gonna get a reading by him and I think we would laugh through the whole thing or what I mean, be like
Yeah,
two guys,
yeah,
me kind
yeah,
of
yeah.
things. Yeah,
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 I was
hmm
also thinking because he's a Vedic, maybe I should. I
yeah.
always try to explore some other
And
readings.
he's
I
and
never
he's
had a
neo Vedic,
Vedic
so he
one.
knows Western and
Yes,
Vedic astrology. I like that blend.
yes. I think maybe I'm gonna order a reading from him for my birthday.
Hmm
You know,
Yes, yeah, yeah. That's what I do for my
something
birthday
like
too. I get readings. Yes,
yes,
yeah.
I get a reading.
Hmm
Yes, maybe I choose him this year.
Because now your birthday's what, June? Are you
Fourth,
before me or after me?
2 days before the
You're right
fourth.
before me. Right before me. And then
Yes, the fourth.
when's your husband? He's June what?
19.
Okay, and then
My kid is also
yeah.
fourth. My kid because I gave birth to him on my birthday.
Wow.
And our
Okay.
and and our New York friend is the 10th.
Oh, he's the 10th. Okay.
Yes. It was so
Oh, that
funny.
was too funny when we were
It
all
was so
together.
funny. Yeah, I know four Geminis, and then and the waiters were
And the waiter,
Geminis. That was so.
the Gemini, and
No,
they were twins, and they were
and they
twins,
were
and they were
twins.
Geminis.
I thought
Well,
that
it
was
was just,
hilarious.
yeah, that was hilarious.
You couldn't make it up, even if you made a
No,
movie. You couldn't.
no,
You couldn't.
no. You couldn't make up all those Geminis in one place like that at one table, and then he came over. Yeah, that was something.
Oh, actually, we had a because I have such a strong Gemini placements. I always attract other Geminis, and I know so
Yes.
many of them. So once we met some people, and they had actually a Gemini party. They were not astrologers, but they were like they were curious. So they had a party, all these Geminis, and here and there was a one Capricorn, one something else, but most of us were like Geminis, like 90%. They made balloons. They made the balloons with jokes all over the place. It
Yes.
was so Gemini-like.
It's
It
so
was so funny.
Gemini.
I have a photo somewhere with like 12, 15 Geminis in one photograph. Like it was
I
hilarious.
know the Capricorn
It's just
was probably like, Capricorns. The Capricorn side of me when it comes out, she can really be very like, oh, you kids, you're such kids. I can be very Mrs. McGonagall. I mean, very
yes, yeah,
stoic.
yeah, strict,
Yeah, and
strict, yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah,
and
kind
it's
of.
very strict. And I realized, I look at myself, I said, who? I realized, oh, that's my Capricorn is really pronounced
But
when
that,
that
but that's,
happens.
but that's normal. Actually, I feel that our ascendant, our rising sign, is something that people first
Yes,
see.
yeah, yeah,
Oh, with a bit of mixed of sun, if you are aware of your sun, let's say. But
right.
usually, it's 100% first that what they see is your. Okay, just look when you think about people. If you know their rising signs, I surely notice first their rising sign
Now, what's your
before
rising?
anything
Your
else.
rising, it's not Gemini, is
Virgo.
it?
No, it's
Virgo. Oh,
Virgo.
Virgo. You did say that. Your
Yeah,
rising is Virgo. Okay.
Virgo. Um, yeah. So
Yeah,
I don't know.
mine's Capricorn, and people would see that, and because I thought, I would get these responsible positions and And I said,
Yeah.
how could, I'm a Gemini. People said, no. So my friend Monty, the same Monty who gave me that thing, he said, no, people see the Capricorn. They sense that you're this earth. They can
Yeah.
trust you. You can lead stuff, and they come to you for this because they sense
Yeah.
that. And I'm thinking I'm this the silly Gemini. They said, no, that's you have that too, but not as strong as you think it is.
Yeah, because
Hmm.
I think this is what we put out for people to see because we feel that's what we need to
Yeah.
be. Like, I need to be
Yes.
reliable. I'm
Right.
never late.
Yes.
If
Yeah.
I'm late,
Yeah.
like I'm anxiety. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't.
You
Oh my
be
God.
both.
Oh my God.
Yes. Yeah. I like
And
being
then,
early or yeah.
yeah,
Hmm.
very reliable and then efficient and I want to help and always volunteer. I'll do it. I'll do it. And then why
Oh,
am
Virgo. Yeah. Well, Virgo rising. Yeah.
yeah, so stuff like that, right? So you can see that, the way I never changed my hair. My hair was always long, dark hair. Sometimes I had
Okay.
it up to here, but I never changed colors or
Right.
shapes or I'm
Yeah.
just that's very Virgo,
Yeah.
like
Virgo's.
pristine
Yeah.
kind of a
Hmm.
look. I don't,
Hmm.
even the way I dress, I never went eccentric, never, not too much jewelry. You can see, it's very
Yes.
Virgo-like, right?
See, now that's where I
Yeah.
get my Gemini because that's my dress can be very eccentric. Or I'll have certain touches that people will look at me like, huh, that's a little bit different than a Capricorn would do, perhaps.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, I still, when I was younger, it was a little bit different. But still, it was, even it was very, it wasn't flashy. I wasn't,
Thanks,
like
Karina.
Libra
Yes.
risings. You can
Okay.
see they have
Oh,
lashes, they have
oh,
this
they're
beautiful, the
stylish.
jewelry,
Yes.
very
Artistic.
stylish, very.
Yes. Yes.
You can see a Libra rising. I right away know who Libra rising is. They're very always stylish, always smiling, nice. You can so spot them on, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Cancer risings, for example, if it's a woman, often women have larger breasts. So just
Wow.
for
Interesting.
Cancer risings,
Okay.
yes, not all the time, but
Yeah.
a lot of times you can see Cancer risings women with large breasts. Oh yeah, Rene
Yeah.
Josephine. Yeah, so you can see. Oh, for example, Sag risings, they can have like a long legs or hips. They can be. You can really see them like they love to run, for example. Anyway,
Okay.
so
That's
you can see them
interesting.
like a little bit like tall and
Yeah.
anyway, it's just interesting. You can see
Yeah,
it.
it is.
Um,
Yeah, I like looking at the body and seeing how the body presents through the zodiac.
Very much, very
Yeah.
much. Pisces rising, you can see those dreamy
Oh,
eyes. So
um,
look at George Clooney, for
yeah,
example. He's Pisces rising. You know those dreamy eyes. So you can
yeah.
see the Pisces rising it's just through the eyes that they have this. It's the look. Not even the eyes,
Mm-hmm.
but the way they look at you is so
Yeah,
soft. You can see
right.
Pisces rising is very
Yeah,
much like
I've
that.
had the chance to speak to him a couple of times because of the work I did, and he's a very nice man. A very
There you go.
very
See
nice.
ya.
Yeah, I mean, genuine man. Because I
Yeah,
said something to
yeah.
him, he was passing. He stopped and came over to me and asked me a question. And we started, and my colleagues were all like, "I can't believe that George Clooney stopped to talk to you." And I was like, I just said, you know what I mean? And it was an earnest conversation,
Yeah, yeah. He's
and
a he's like a true
he
gentleman. I feel. I don't know.
is, he
I never
is.
met him, but that's how I feel
You know,
about him. I don't know.
but he's a true human being. He's not
Yeah, yeah.
about all the fuss and stuff. He knows he's Hollywood, but that's not where he lives in that
Do you know
space.
what my brother last summer when we talked about U.S. elections? My brother goes, you know what? If Americans were smart, they would put George Clooney as a president. He's charismatic. He has this political background. He has I was laughing, but now I think maybe he was right. Maybe George Clooney should have been a president. He would be better.
I,
Anyway,
I would appreciate having a good-looking, handsome president again.
Doc LaRoche.
I just can't deal with these
No.
old
Yeah, yeah.
old spirited
Anyway,
old one. Yeah, but okay,
anyway,
well,
because he,
we're gonna have a good full
he
moon. We're gonna have a good full moon. We have our orders.
yes,
We have
to
our
do.
intel. We have our
Yeah,
intel.
yeah. So guys, just be careful this weekend. Stay a little bit, on top of situations. That's what is
Yeah,
happening,
right.
and be mindful, and that's it.
Yeah,
And it's gonna be used. Yeah, it's gonna be, it's gonna be good next week. It's gonna be good. Things are changing. Mercury is changing. Mars is changing. Lots of, they're leaving the waters, the deep, muddy waters, and going into into fire. So I think it's going to be a
And then when
shifting.
Venus stations direct, then we'll
Yes,
have everyone going forward, so
yes,
we won't have anything
yes.
retrograde. So that's good
Yeah.
too, you know.
A lot of, yeah, it's a week of move of finally slowly but surely going forward.
Going forward, forward
Yes.
march. Okay,
And leaving
excellent.
muddy waters,
Leaving
leaving
the
muddy
muddy
waters and
waters. That's it. Not just
go
water. Yeah, it's been muddy
muddy
waters. That's
water.
what we couldn't see. That's a good point,
Yes,
Jasmine. Yeah,
yes, leaving the muddy waters and going forward.
yeah. Well,
So
there goes my
yeah.
excuse too. But anyhow, oh, I can't help it. I've been Pisces. But now I got.
No
Oh
more
boy,
excuses.
no
Yeah.
more
So no,
excuses. Yeah.
but still, you can still go. Until the end of the month, we can still
Good,
look through
good. Yeah,
the,
good. Yeah, good. Thank you
through
for a
the
little
eyes.
fudge for
Yeah.
you. Yeah.
Yeah.
All righty, my
Yeah.
dear.
Thank you
Uh,
very much for this beautiful space you give us every
Same here
week.
for all of us to come together and give your hubby and your son Adrian a hug for me and
I will.
stuff.
Thank
So,
you.
all
Oh,
right.
thank you. We are in the
And say,
Lego.
how's your dad doing? Your dad's good?
That is, it has some leg issues. Hopefully, it's going to be okay. Knock on
Okay.
wood. But
Okay.
he will survive. I hope
Yes.
everything's going to be
Good.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hugs and
Okay.
kisses to everybody.
Okay.
Have a beautiful weekend. And tell us your full moon stories next
Yeah,
week.
yes. You make a note of and
Yes.
put in your calendar what happened in your diary. I saw something to Renee Josephine because
Yeah.
when you and Ann always say, "Well, this is the closing of whatever what happened." Look at that moon. I'm like, I can't remember what happened last week. No less with that last week. So I said I'm gonna start because and I'll do it for a while. I'll write in my journal, or not my journal, but my calendar, just the little different things that happened,
Yeah.
just so I can remember, a theme for that day or something, so I can look back. So that's what we're trying to do now. I'm trying to remember to
Yes.
write down
Yes.
now.
Yes.
What's going on?
That's
Okay.
awesome. Bye,
Bye
everybody.
bye.
See you. Bye
Everyone have a
bye.
great weekend.
Great weekend. Bye
Bye bye.
bye.